Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video in particular is gonna be focused all around college, as far as my college experiences and paying for college and things like that. Especially for those who are graduating high school and or about to graduate high school and you're about to start college, or you think about starting college, or just what I went through. You know, I will offer my tips and things like that, and this is just more based on like my experience with college, because it is scary, it's new, it's harder, and it's honestly your own discipline. So if you want to see this video on college, and if you went through the same thing, or if you're about to start college, and just keep on watching. Alright, so I'll start off with after high school. So I graduated high school in 2008, and right after I graduated high school I applied for college. Now I didn't grow up with you know, money saved for college kind of thing, so I had to figure out how to pay for school. So what I did was I applied for FAFSA, and I'll leave like a link down here. So what FAFSA is it's funded by the government and it's free. So based on your income, they will give you a certain amount of money based off of your income, your parents' income, your spouse's income if you're married. Is based around if you're going to be a part-time or full-time student, and it's also going to be based around if you've taken college before and things didn't go right. So it was based off of that, and so I was a full-time student, and based on my pay, they paid for all my classes and all my books. So I didn't know what I really wanted to do when I first went to college. So what my advisor at the college I went to told me was just take like the basic classes that everybody needs to take, because then you can never go wrong. So that's exactly what I did. I took speech, I took math, which was pretty difficult. I took speech, I took math, I took English 1, 2, and I think literature. And I took world religion, and I took some, I think, history class, I can't remember. But basically I took like the pre-req classes that you would need to take for any type of degree that you choose to go for. So that's exactly what I did. And it was like, you know, I went to the campus, and I remember being so nervous my first day, because, you know, college is harder like than high school. Like you have to apply self-discipline. Like you have to make sure you wake up at the time that your class starts. You have to make sure that you study, because no one's gonna do that for you. You're like an adult now, so you have to make sure you get your butt up, you drive yourself there, you get yourself from point A to point B, you make sure that your funding is good to pay for the classes. So for my classes, you know, I got my books from the bookstore on campus. But there's always people online that are, you know, that are selling their books for way cheaper. So you should check out Amazon, or what is that online selling book? I can't remember, but yeah, but there are people who are always selling the books for cheaper. Like they're obviously used books. But back then I was being bougie. I'm like, I want new books. But it doesn't even matter if they're new or used, like, or it doesn't even matter if it's used, because you're not even gonna use that book when you're freaking done with that class. So just buy a used book for like half or 75% cheaper than if you were to buy a new book. Like I remember the books that I bought, they were like $100 a pop. Luckily my financial aid paid for that, but yeah. So eventually I paid for my classes, and I went to class. I made and this is the other thing too. So when you're using financial aid and you're taking classes and you feel like, well, I don't like this class, it's too hard, forget it, and you stop going, you cannot stop going to class. Like you need to withdraw the proper way, which is, so when you go to college, they give you the option to withdraw after a certain amount of days, And when you do withdraw, you just have to do it through your advisor and things like that. You don't just stop going to class, because what will happen is if you stop going to class, you're gonna owe the government money. And what does that mean? You cannot get financial aid again until your GPA is back up from being all jacked up from not going to class, because they're still gonna count you as being in a class, but you're gonna get F's because of because you're not attending the classes. Your attendance is low. You're not submitting the assignments, so they still count you for still being in the class even though you stopped going because you just didn't feel like going anymore. Like, you need to keep on going. So that is something that I stress to all new or seasoned college people who may not know this. If you are using financial aid or any grants or whatever, you stop going to class, you will owe the government money, and you cannot get that kind of grant or funding until you pay the government back and you get your GPA back up. Keep that in mind. So yeah, so I went to class, did my assignments. Oh my God, writing papers. Okay, so I didn't take any AP classes when I was in high school, and I think that if I did, it would have helped me out with college. So as far as writing papers, that was something new to me. But they do provide books and things like that, or online sites, or even YouTube. They have a whole bunch of sites and things that you could research, so that way you can write papers, efficiently. Good. I'm not gonna try to use no big words. That way you're writing papers very well to where you will get a good score. In some classes, they want you to write MLA, write your format in MLA and APA format. Please do not ask me what those mean. I think APA is like American whatever, I don't know, don't ask me. But those two citations are completely different, so do your research on them. I remember when I was in college, I used MLA form citations, which I heard is a lot easier, but right now I use APA format, and I will let you know why. So yeah, so I went to college. I did college for a year. I took my prerequisites, but then after a year, I wanted to take more classes, and I applied for financial aid, because you have to apply every year for financial aid, or loans or whatever, or grants, to keep on getting that money for school. So I applied the following year for financial aid, and that year financial aid said we're only paying for half your classes. We're not paying for the other half. You're gonna have to do it on your own, because apparently they said that I made more money that certain year, so for that they're not gonna give me as much as they did last year. So what that meant for me was that I couldn't go to school, because there's no way I could pay out of pocket for my classes. Like, I couldn't afford it. So I joined the military. Pay for school, and obviously other reasons. If you haven't watched my why did I join the military video, I'll provide a link or something over here. That way you guys can see reasons why I joined the military and about the military and things like that. So I joined the military. And one of the things that drew me into the military was that they have this thing called tuitions assistance, also known as TA. So what it means is, for the Air Force, they're gonna pay for they're gonna give me $4,500 per fiscal year, so up to September or October, to pay for school. So I actually didn't start going to school again until 2013. So I stopped going to school in 2010, and then I went back to school in 2013. And I stopped going to school, and I went fully back to school in 2014 or 15, one of those. So now I'm not doing in-house classes, I'm actually doing online classes. So when I was doing like going to class, like driving to the campus and things like that, I was working a part-time job, so I had time to go and sit down at a class after work, and I didn't have any kids or anything, obviously. So I had time to go and sit down in front of the class, you know, at a classroom, and give my full focus and attention on the class. But now I'm in the military, I work over 10 hours a day at work. So I don't have the energy or the time to go to a class. My husband actually goes to a classroom. I mean, he has a lot more discipline than me. But me, I love sleep, and I love having my time for me when it's convenient for me. But I still want to be in school. So usually after working all those hours at work, I go work out for another hour, and for the transition from going home to the gym, from work to home to the gym, and then finishing the gym, I'm gone for another hour and a half. By the time I get home, it's close to 7, and I'm not gonna go to class. Like, I don't have the energy to do that. So that's when I started doing online classes, because they're a lot more convenient for my life. Now me, I'm a very hands-on learner. So what my benefit was for me was I took my science and math classes and speech classes before I joined the military. So now, and before that too, I didn't know what I wanted to get my degree in. Now I'm getting my degree in healthcare management, where I don't have to take classes that require me to be in class. I don't have to take no biology or anything like that, or chemistry. I just have to, so I think the only class that I would probably need help on is statistics, but that's something I could just learn online. But everything else, I could just teach myself online. They're not things I need like hands-on learning for, you know. So yeah, so that's the difference. So when I was doing in-house classes, I was doing MLA format paper. Now I'm doing APA format paper, citation paperwork. And I believe it's like that because I believe people have told me that APA is harder than MLA. And that is because since it's online, people usually buy off papers online from other people and plagiarize. So that way when you use APA format, it's easier for the teacher to see that you are not plagiarizing when you write your papers. That's just my opinion. I'm not sure if that's true, but I can understand. So as far as taking online classes compared to in-house classes, I love online classes. I love it, especially for the school that I'm going to right now, because I'm going to Ashford University. I love going to online classes, or I love doing online classes, because if the class doesn't begin until Tuesday, they will actually open the class Friday, which is like the week before. So that way you have the whole weekend to start writing, to start on your class. So that way by that time you're ahead of the curve, you know. Some people that actually start the day of the class. Me, I'll start my class a couple of days before, like the day that usually opens up, which is usually Friday. So that way I'm ahead of the curve. I don't have to rush. It's all on me. But the thing with online classes too, is all self-discipline. So no one's on you to say, hey, don't you have to turn this paper? Hey, don't you have to take this test? Like, it's all on you. So you have to make sure you have that discipline to log on to the class, see the assignments that you have to do, and do them and submit them at the right time. No one's helping you. No one's pushing you to do it. This is all on you. So I would say online classes is not for someone, or not for people who aren't disciplined. Yeah, or online classes aren't for people who are hands-on learners, or just need to sit in front of a board or sit in front of a teacher, and if they have questions, all they gotta do is raise their hands and ask, and they have their questions answered. Me, I don't need that, because I usually don't have a lot of questions. You tell me to do something and I'll do it. Easy as that. But I prefer online classes more than going to school. And I think it'll definitely help me out for when me and my husband decide we want to get pregnant. I don't have to really readjust my school life to get used to going from a class to home, because I'm used to doing schoolwork at home. So with online classes as well, as far as books, some schools they actually send you the books to your mailing address, and then that way you have it hands-on. And some schools, like the school that I'm at now, they have online books, and you just use that book from your computer, your MacBook, your phone, whatever, which I prefer. Also with online classes, I believe sometimes I feel like there's more work that you're doing compared to the school, and it all depends as well. So my classes, each class I take, they're 5 weeks long, but I'm usually doing school back to back. So that means every month I'm writing a 5 to 10 page paper, because I'm taking classes back to back, so that way I can finish my bachelor's next year. You do a lot more typing, because usually when a teacher asks you questions in the class, they ask you questions, they ask you to explain it, and that's it. It's sort of the same for online classes, except that instead of saying it, you're writing it. So those are called discussions, and usually for each class you have about 1 to 3 discussions per week to write, and they're usually about 100 to 200 word responses, as far as a citation involved in it. So, and then you have to respond to about 1 to 3 of your classmates on their discussion. So there's a lot of typing involved with online, which is another reason people don't like online classes. So yeah, so that is my experience with college as far as getting my bachelor's. Like, I prefer online classes instead of in-house classes. You have options to make sure that you have school paid for if your parents didn't really save up money for you to go to college, which is, you know, life happens, and they couldn't save up, and that's okay. So you know, put your life into your own hands and make sure you get your funds right for you to go to school. Make sure if you get financial aid or any government, you know, assistance, you go to the class or you withdraw the right way. So that way you don't owe the government and can't go to school for a couple years because you done messed up. But yeah, so if you have any questions as far as college wise and things like that, I will try to help you out as much as possible. Just leave me a comment down below, comment or your questions down below if you do have questions or comments. I will try to answer them as much as possible, but if I don't know the answer, I'm just going to say I don't know, because I don't have all the answers. I just know through my experience, what has helped me and what worked for me and what didn't work for me. But yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you guys out, for all those who are going to college or about to go to college, who you know, just anything like that. Just hit me up, let me know how you liked it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. Just click that button down below. Subscribe to my channel, so that way you can see more videos I do. I do make videos about everything, not just beauty and hair. So yeah. Alright, bye.